Live from Metro Detroit, this is WXYZ 7's Countdown 2000.
It's the final sunset over downtown Detroit as the Motor City says its final farewell to the 20th century and gets ready to welcome the new millennium. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our special coverage of the countdown to the millennium. I'm Diana Lewis.
And I'm Mark Hayes. In just under 7 hours, the clock will strike midnight and the Motor City will ring in the year 2000. Detroit police are kicking into high gear for millennium celebrations. They don't anticipate any problems, but they're not taking any chances. WXYZ 7's Cheryl Choden has been live at police headquarters all day, and she joins us now with more on the story. Cheryl?
And Mark, Detroit police have been planning for this night for more than a year, and now they are ready, and they're waiting, and they're hoping for nothing. It looks like they're ready for battle, but basically they're hoping for nothing. Nothing but calm and quiet on this New Year's Eve, the last one of the century.
I'm glad everything is ready. I'm happy. I'm proud of them, really. I feel safe. I feel safe, happy. You know, I haven't worried about a thing. I really haven't.
This is an opportunity to say hello to the new century in a fun manner, you know, but we want to make sure that everyone is also safe as well.
Many residents have heard about the police department's Y2K readiness, and they say they think it's a good idea. But some say they're counting on a higher power to put them at ease.
My feeling is nothing's going to happen, because if you have faith in God, He's going to take care of everybody.
Now, Detroit police have a lot on their plate, not only suspected lawbreakers, but if the water goes out, people get edgy. If the lights go out, buildings and homes are dark. But right now, they don't anticipate anything. They're hoping for nothing, and they're wishing everybody a Happy New Year, and so am I. Reporting live at police headquarters, I'm Cheryl Choden, WXYZ 7 Action News.
Thank you so much, Cheryl. We'll be back to you, of course, a little later, and our countdown continues. As you can see from our clock, we are just 6 hours, what are we, Mark? 37 minutes and 56 seconds away from the year 2000. Preparing for the new millennium got quite expensive, but city leaders had no choice. They had to spend money just in case. WXYZ 7's Bill Proctor spent the day in Warren, where the city is ready for Y2K.
5-1 likewise.
Long before Warren police and fire personnel arrived for New Year's Eve duty, city administrators were working to make the city Y2K compliant.
We had some really good people working and shepherding it, as well as some outside consultants. So we did the best we could up to this point to get ready.
It's the cost of getting ready that the mayor and the city council must now consider after they get past the preparations and the necessary level of preparedness for problems tonight from computers or other sources.
Well, I think it has unduly caused some paranoia that has made all of us in government spend more money to address these issues. But yet, you know, no one wants to get caught, you know, not doing it right.
In one area of concern, the city of Warren is more prepared than most. You see, right here at their wastewater treatment plant, they also have the ability to generate electric power.
We've got tankers full of fuel waiting. We could generate that place for a long time. So in other facilities, we've upgraded our ability to generate power as well. So we think we're going to be all right.
And that is what the people of this city expect. In Warren, Bill Proctor, WXYZ 7 Action News.
And many people around Metro Detroit are heading to gas pumps and banks to stock up for Y2K. WXYZ 7's Mary Conway is live in Royal Oak with more on that story. Mary, is it still busy out there?
You bet it is. In fact, it's been busy out here all day long. People have been filling up their tanks, also filling up their wallets, just in case.
My bank has assured me that they're Y2K compatible, so I just wanted to have some extra cash just in case there is a problem.
There were long lines at many area banks as many customers were taking out last-minute cash.
Yeah, I just left the bank. I'm trying to do everything early.
Michelle Jackson just came to get statements. She wants to make sure Y2K won't put a crinkle in her purchase of a new home.
Just came to get a printout of my account. Everything seems to be in order, and I overheard the lady in there talking to someone in the bank. She said they've been Y2 compliant for about a year and a half now.
They had reported that even though the banks had several $1 billion of extra cash, people have not made a run on their accounts. So it seems that many people agree that there's nothing to really be worried about.
And let's all hope that she's right. Happy New Year, everyone. I'm Mary Conway, WXYZ 7 Action News.
Very same to you, Mary. Thank you very much. And what can we expect to happen when the clock strikes 12? The Water Department and other utilities say they are completely ready for Y2K, but there are some steps you might want to take just in case. WXYZ 7's Val Clark is live in Detroit with more on the story. Val?
Diana, the city of Detroit is in a unique position. It provides water to more than 100 communities, and it also makes much of its own electricity with its very own power plant. And although we are being told that those departments are Y2K compliant, well, still, precautions are being taken. All throughout the day, crews with the Detroit Department of Public Lighting were busy delivering and hooking up backup generators at various locations, like the fire headquarters. And at the same time, employees of the Water Department fanned out over 10 locations, keeping a constant check on water pressure. But city workers aren't the only ones taking precautions. City residents are storing up water and canned goods, and here's that phrase again, just in case. Just in case all of those new or upgraded computers crash. Here's what some of the departments are advising. You can store water or tap, either bottled or tap water. Fill your bathtub, but not if you have small children who could fall in. For power, have flashlights and batteries. And you may even want to have some candles and generators. But please be cautious and use common sense. This command post fires up at about 8 o'clock, and we're told that among the employees keeping a check on all vital city services will be the mayor himself. Reporting live from Detroit's East Side, Val Clark, WXYZ 7 Action News.
All right, Val, thank you. And everything should be as uneventful as the weather.
That's exactly right.
Kim Adams is standing by now with a look at the forecast for us.
For once, it is nice and dry. Temperatures dropping just slightly. 37 at Metro, 36 in Ann Arbor, also in Jackson, 37 in Brighton. The good news, it is quiet across much of the country. There was some rain in Times Square this morning. Now that's cleared out. It will be clear there with temperatures in the upper 30s at midnight, and around here, partly cloudy skies at midnight and about 32 degrees. The winds have really not been all that strong either, so we don't have to worry about wind chills tonight. And we really don't have to worry about the roads refreezing either, because after we hit our low temperature, temperatures will start to rise again overnight tonight. Take a look at the forecast then for the rest of tonight. Fair skies, not really all that cold, and looking ahead to the 5-day forecast, looks like we stay very mild for the start of the new year. What a gorgeous start to 2000. Partly sunny tomorrow, increasing clouds in the afternoon, 46 for a high, rain likely on Monday with a high of 48. Then on Monday night and Tuesday, that should change over to light snow. The next system that has any significance will come in Monday night and Tuesday. That could bring a couple inches. We'll worry about that next year.
Thank you, Kim.
Next year.
And Mark is on his way home. Happy New Year to you, Mark.
And same to you, Di. Have a happy and safe New Year, you guys.
Guy Gordon will join me in 1 hour. We'll see you then.
Michigan's most accurate forecast team is ready for winter's worst. You are covered with WXYZ 7's Jerry Hodak, Kim Adams, Mary Kay Kleist, and Doppler 7000's pinpoint accuracy. Trust the team that keeps you informed and ready. The Forecasters, only on WXYZ 7.
Live from Metro Detroit, this is WXYZ 7's Countdown 2000.
T-minus 5 hours, 40 minutes, and counting in Metro Detroit. And yes, we are counting. As you can see in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, Chopper 7 bringing us the festive scene from Birmingham, where people are gathering for first night an alcohol-free celebration that's been going on there for a number of years now. A very, very special day. Happy New Year, everybody. I'm Guy Gordon.
And I'm Diana Lewis. The year 2000 is drawing closer as the clock is ticking down on 1999. And one of the biggest celebrations will happen at Grand Circus Park. We want to go there live right to the middle of Detroit's big party. WXYZ 7's Mike Huckman is there. Mike, what's the mood out there?
Well, Diana, it is one of a joyous mood, I'd say. Happy New Year to you and to everybody. As you can see behind me, there is a clock that's been set up out here that is ticking down the hours, the minutes, and the seconds until this new 20-foot tall, $280,000 Millennium Bell will be rung for the very first time at the stroke of midnight tonight. But the Detroit New Year's Eve party has already started out at Belle Isle.
And there they go, 1999 Belle Isle 30th Annual Family Fun Walk, Run, Race.
For the 30th year, more than 1,500 kids, adults, and yes, even a few dogs are hitting the ground running into the new year. This is the Blue Cross Blue Shield family fun run and walk out on Belle Isle. The first event was at 5 o'clock. It was a 1-mile course just for kids. Then there was a 4-mile race that started about half an hour later. Participants there say that there is no better way to ring in the new millennium, or at least a new year.
Really, I'm not one of the people that believes that the millennium is 2000. I think it's 2001 because we don't count from 0 to to another 0. So it's just another run to me.
This is how we like to celebrate, and fitness is a part of our life. So we thought, what better way than to come down here and enjoy it.
And you can literally run into the new year. For the very first time, they're going to have a run at 11:55 tonight. It's called the Y2K 2K. But if you don't want to hit the ground running into the new year, you can simply ring in the new year down here at Grand Circus Park. Reporting live from downtown Detroit, Mike Huckman, WXYZ 7 Action News.
And that bell is a thing of beauty, Mike. We've already celebrated in 13 different time zones now with ABC. We're looking forward to ours, but not everybody is partying. Many Metro Detroiters in restaurants, hospitals, and yes, even at TV stations are hard at work tonight. We're not with our families, but we are with our friends, very dear friends. Others are on the job monitoring computer systems controlling the utilities that we all depend on as we enter the 21st century, including telephone service. We go now live to Dearborn. WXYZ 7's Chris Lawrence is monitoring the people who are monitoring our phone service. Chris?
Well, Guy, the city of Dearborn assigned an extra 911 operator to work tonight, but so far today, they have not received any more calls than normal. And as we move closer to midnight, they'd like to keep it like that.
At the stroke of midnight, thousands of people will call their friends and family to say, Happy New Year. That's not a problem. But if they expect some trouble with the phone and call 911 to test it, that is a problem, because the system can't handle everyone's call at once.
While we hope there are no emergencies right at midnight, we want to leave those lines open for the people who really need it.
Dearborn mailed out special numbers to residents so they can call if they have a problem with electricity or water. But 911 operators need open lines to deal with real emergencies.
We're waiting for something to happen, and we're going to react in the appropriate way.
And 911 operators would like to remind everyone that typical emergencies that they would respond to would be a heart attack or a crime in progress. Those are the kind of calls that should go to 911. Reporting live in Dearborn, Chris Lawrence, WXYZ 7 Action News.
All right, thank you, Chris. Many people started this New Year's Eve at the store stocking up for the uncertainty of Y2K, but the crowds thinned out as midnight started circling the globe without a glitch. WXYZ 7's Joelle Lukashevitz is live in Bloomfield Township with that part of the Millennium story. Joelle?
Hi, Diana. That's exactly what we found as the afternoon progressed. This parking lot, is, like many others, is not very busy, and that's because people just aren't worried anymore. Late this afternoon, workers at this hardware store in Bloomfield Hills finally had time to neatly restock items. The reprieve from people stocking up on supplies for their homes seemed almost instantaneous.
Without any problems in New Zealand or Australia, I feel even more confident than before.
Because of that, workers at many stores all across Metro Detroit say they did notice an immediate drop-off of last-minute shoppers. Thank you. Thank you. Damon Hardware managers in Bloomfield say early this morning they did experience a rush, but as word spread that Y2K was ringing in smoothly around the world so far, people here were more confident than ever.
Not overly worried. I had a Y2 glitch. This was supposed to count down till midnight tonight, and I woke up this morning and it was already stopped counting and said Happy 2000. And I think if that's the only glitch, I'll take it.
He's got that right. Live in Bloomfield, I'm Joelle Lukashevitz. Guy, back to you.
All right, thank you, Joelle. As Joelle points out, the end of this century does not mean the end of the world, though some people are afraid that it does. And WXYZ 7's Carolyn Clifford has ways to cope with the fear of the new millennium.
A few people are taking their Y2K fears to the extreme by hoarding food and water, taking all of their money out of the bank, and hunkering down for a real disaster. Experts say those who fear the end of the world tend to fit the social profile.
They're anxious, insecure, not well-grounded in relationships, the social system, or the family. They're going to be more inclined to be worried about and to overreact to whatever happens on December 31st and January 1st.
Psychiatrist Dr. James Lomax says if you're feeling anxiety over Y2K, you need to stay close to your family or other institutions that make you feel stable and rely on your friends that you have a track record with. Don't let your fears make you vulnerable to any scams that promise to protect you from the coming millennium. I'm Carolyn Clifford, WXYZ 7 Action News.
Excellent point, Carolyn. Thank you very much. You know, since early morning, we've been watching Peter Jennings and all the people crowding in Times Square. All day long they've been there, partner.
Thank goodness they're closed in because they can stay warm that way, Kim.
That's right, although it has been a lot colder there in past years. Right now it is 34 degrees. They had rain this morning, but it is dry in Times Square, and it will stay that way as we look at the satellite picture. Again, they had some rain this morning. We've been clear all day, and that's how we're going to ring in the new year as well. Under partly cloudy skies, it will be 30 degrees at midnight. Quick peek at your 5-day forecast. We will ring in the new year with splendid weather tomorrow. Partly sunny in the morning, mostly cloudy by the afternoon, and very mild. 46 for a high tomorrow, then Sunday some rain with highs in the upper 40s, and we stay mild right through Tuesday. But Tuesday and Wednesday, the middle of next week, we start to cool back down. But dry tonight. Good night.
All right, thank you very much. This is so exciting.
It is.
We'll join everyone again at about 7:30.
Yep, it's going to be exciting for all the right reasons. It appears we'll see you in an hour.
On Action News, this year I'm going to lose weight and get in shape. Sound familiar? Now Healthy Living's Carolyn Clifford shows you the secret weapon to help your exercise plan really work for you. Monday at 5, where 7 stands for news.
Live from Metro Detroit, this is WXYZ 7's Countdown 2000.
And you are looking at live pictures from Chopper 7 over Grand Circus Park in downtown Detroit, one of the many mini Times Squares throughout this area. That is where the new Millennium Bell will ring in the year 2000 in about 4.5 hours. Tonight it will chime for the first time and be dedicated as part of the city's future. Good evening and a happy new millennium. I'm Guy Gordon.
It's very exciting, and I'm Diana Lewis. Excitement is building as the countdown marches on in Detroit.
And if the rest of the world is any indication at all of these Y2K fears have been handled. Hundreds of millions of dollars later, they have proven to be unfounded. With each passing midnight, the uncertainty is being replaced by celebration without anxiety. But everything is being closely monitored here in southeastern Michigan, just in case. And live Team 7 coverage begins at Metro Airport with WXYZ 7's Kimberly Craig tonight. Kim?
Well, Guy, as you know, Northwest is the largest carrier out here. Now, their last flights of the old Millennium leave at 10:55 p.m. There are 2 flights. One will still be in the air at midnight, but we talked to one woman whose mother wants her home before that.
Yes, she's paranoid about us flying. Says she didn't want it to strike midnight while we were on the flight, so she wants us home before midnight.
The Northwest Terminal at Metro Airport is not unlike a lot of others around the world this New Year's Eve. The usual hustle and bustle has cleared out because most people are where they want to be or working. So about 30% of Northwest flights were canceled.
Demand has been low. We've also had some crew shortages. So, you know, we balance the schedule to really the demand that's there. And yeah, actually there's plenty of seats available tonight is what I'd really like to say.
If you want to get on a flight, there's one available.
Indeed.
And Northwest says so far around the world they've glided into the year 2000 really without any bumps.
It's very quiet. We've had one report in Saipan of an airport access control failure. Don't really know if it's tied to Y2K, but there's no impact to operations at all.
And we're going to have much more for you coming up later on tonight at 11 on Northwest. But we do want to tell you that we did just talk to the people working with the Wayne County Road Commission, and they say their 1,500 intersection traffic signals have been brought up to compliance. In worst case scenario, the only thing they're worried about is Edison having a problem. If they do have a problem, they say they have apparently some regular traffic signs at 100 of their priority spots. Back to you.
We certainly hope you're able to say Happy New Year by midnight. Well, tonight the question on many people's minds is, are we going to have water when the clock strikes 12? WXYZ 7 Sandy Hang is live at the city's Emergency Operations Center. And Happy New Year, Sandy, and are they ready for Y2K?
Yes, they are, Diane. At least that's what they say. Y2K watchdog agencies have been most concerned about water departments across the U.S. Fully 6 months ago, fully 60% failed compliancy. Not so here in Detroit, and it's been an enormous undertaking. 3 years and $50 million. The scope of this project, 126 communities, 1,000 square miles, 1.5 billion gallons a day. The materials used to deliver this, they've had to check 5 treatment plants, 22 pumping stations for the city of Detroit alone, and 12,650 miles of water mains. Now, most of the systems were installed before automation in the 60s and 70s. That means all systems have manual override that are in place right now. They say some suburbs that are receiving water operate their own pumping stations. They aren't involved. But at this point in time, they are Y2K compliant. They're ready. They do have one suggestion and piece of advice for all of us. Don't test your water. Don't go flushing your toilet right at midnight. Give the system time to take over and maybe wait 10 minutes so we don't have an overload. But they say they're ready. Live in Detroit's East Side, I'm Sandy Heng, WXYZ 7 Action News.
All right, thank you, Sandy. And one of the areas where Y2K readiness is literally a matter of life and death is in the critical care units of local hospitals. Healthy Living reporter Carolyn Clifford is taking the pulse of Detroit's largest medical center for millennium preparations.
Ask anyone at the Detroit Medical Center and they'll tell you they're more than prepared for the year 2000. Beginning in October of 1996, DMC hit the ground running, devoting top-level resources to ensure each of their 46,000 pieces of equipment were Y2K compliant. What was #1 on the list? Meaning, what was your biggest concern out of all of the equipment?
Well, we looked at the computer. We looked at the equipment that would be used on patients.
Everything should function normally as the clock strikes midnight, from computers to medical equipment to their phone system. DMC has spent an estimated $10 to $12 million making sure all of their hospitals and equipment are Y2K compliant. Each piece of equipment has been checked and double-checked and even tagged to make sure it is compliant. They've even installed this ham radio connection just in case communication breaks down. Overall, DMC officials believe they've covered all of the bases.
We looked at our plant operations. We looked at our heating and cooling systems. We looked at our electricity, our power, making sure that we had the emergency generators and that we had backup fuel in place.
DMC is also prepared for the unthinkable. In November, they went through mock disaster drills that included the flu epidemic we're seeing now, with emergency rooms overloaded with patients, a major snowstorm with fatalities, and a high-rise fire.
In each of our hospitals, we will have emergency operations centers that will be handling any problems that may occur.
And that heightened state of alert will continue from 6 tonight until 8 a.m. on January 4th. So no matter what the new year brings, good or bad, DMC believes they will be ready to handle it. Carolyn Clifford, WXYZ 7 Action News.
And, of course, when we say the year 2000, we're talking about 2,000 years since the birth of Christ. But what we have seen is no matter what the faith, many Metro Detroiters are celebrating the new millennium in a spiritual way, no matter what their faith may be.
They certainly are, and we'll have details on that and so much more as our countdown to the millennium continues. Stay with us. Happy New Year.
The biggest deal of the new year starts at Scott Shuptrine. Only at Scott Shuptrine can you buy now and make no down payment and pay no interest for 2 full years. And there's no minimum purchase. You'll save 20 to 70% on leather sofas, entertainment centers, dining rooms, home office, and more, and make no down payment and pay no interest until 2002 with no minimum purchase. Start this new year off saving money, a lot of money, only at Scott Shuptrine.
Hey, this is for those ready to hit the road. Hit the road. This is for the long way home. This is for those who want to widen their horizons. This is for the passing lane. This is for right now. Right now.
GM employees, hit the road for Pontiac driving excitement and lease a Grand Prix GT for $239 a month. Call for important details. This is for me.
For me.
Hit the road for Pontiac driving excitement. This is for me.
We're flooring America.
Come celebrate the grand opening of America's newest floor covering superstore, Flooring America. Carpet, ceramic tile, laminate, hardwood, vinyl, area rugs, everything you want for your home. All at grand opening sale prices, plus grand opening bonuses, interest-free financing, and more.
We're flooring America.
During our grand opening sale, you could even win over $100,000 in dream vacations from Flooring America.
In the year 2000, how old will you be?
Who can do the math? You'll be my age. Wonder what you'll be doing.
Back then, you couldn't imagine you'd be at Walt Disney World, still feeling like a kid. Come be part of a year-long Millennium celebration you'll never forget. Just call 1-407-WDisney.
We'll be too old to do anything. Celebrate the future, hand in hand.
Many people are seeing the century out in a spiritual way. They're doing what my mom does every year. They're spending the evening in church.
A good opportunity to say thanks for the blessings that you've had in your life and to also pray for hope for the future. WXYZ 7's Bill Spencer joins us live from a family night event at St. Thomas Aquinas Church in Detroit. Good evening, Bill.
Good evening, Guy. You know, a lot of times at New Year's Eve, children get left out of the mix. Their parents going off to bars, restaurants, hotels. But that's something that's not going to happen tonight at this celebration. At St. Thomas Aquinas Catholic Church, it's not the sanctuary, but the kitchen and the recreation hall where parishioners have been gathering. Dozens have been working furiously all day, cooking, cleaning, and setting the mood for a very special family New Year's Eve party. The emphasis here on family.
Something more family-oriented where parents and children together could celebrate the turn of the century and the millennium, and the whole prayer component, that at the end of the party we'll be going to church to pray and then coming back here to watch the ball drop.
Father William Promesso is at the same time preparing for tonight's 11 o'clock Mass, the very first Catholic Mass here in Detroit for the new millennium. Yes, and that Mass begins at 11 o'clock. Reporting live at St. Thomas Aquinas Catholic Church, this is Bill Spencer in Detroit.
All right, Happy New Year, Billy. And how cold will it be when we ring in the new millennium? Forecaster Kim Adams is in next with a look at the New Year's Day weather.
Stay with us. We're back in a moment.
Once in a while, a car comes along that's really worth pursuing. A car with features like an automatic transmission, alloy wheels, ABS, a security system, and more, all offered at a price that has proven to be very elusive. Of course, you have to see such a car. To not would be criminal. The Special Edition Accord from Honda. Now get APR financing as low as 3.9% APR for 36 months on new 4-cylinder Accord sedans.
Hi, I'm Spud from 105.9 Jams.
And I'm Nate, and I'm making a New Year's resolution to quit smoking.
Call now for your free Quit Kit. It has helpful information and rebates for products that will help you quit successfully. And join us here tonight for ABC's 2000 Millennium Show.
Then next month, we'll help you quit on 105.9 Jams.
Call now. It has free information. 1-800-537-5666.
Let's quit together.
This message is from the Michigan Department of Community Health, 105.9 Jams and WXYZ TV.
It's big, it's bigger, it's Clyde's biggest sale ever. Big savings of 25 to 50% on over 8,000 rolls of today's best-selling carpets. Bigger because padding's free with every carpet. The biggest. Credits free with no interest, no payments for 1 full year. Incredible. Get 3 full rooms of carpet for only $150. Buy 1 remnant, get another remnant absolutely free. Hurry, 25 to 50% off carpet. Free pad, free credit for 1 full year. Special holiday hours. Ends New Year's Day, 6 p.m.
Hey.
This is for those ready to hit the road.
Hit the road. This is for a tough world.
This is for those looking for a solid experience.
This is excitement. Well built.
This is for right now. Right now.
GM employees hit the road for Pontiac driving excitement and lease a Grand Am SE for $179 a month. Call for important lease details.
This is for me.
For me. For me.
Hit the road for Pontiac driving excitement.
This is for me.
In just a matter of hours, the Motor City will ring in the year 2000. Right now, Chopper 7 is live over Grand Circus Park as Detroit counts down to the next century. There you see the Millennium Bell. The clock is ticking and the fun is in full swing. Also at the Red Wings annual New Year's Eve game.
We have, right in the middle of it, our very own Mike Huffman, and he's live at the Joe in downtown Detroit. Happy New Year, Mike, and how's it going out there, buddy?
Happy New Year, Diana, and unfortunately we're not inside. We are outside the Joe tonight. You know, it caused quite a backup outside the Joe earlier tonight as fans were trying to get inside. Everybody did not get in until around 5 minutes after game time because of extra Y2K security measures that are being taken here at the annual New Year's Eve Red Wings game. Now, this is what it looked like earlier as everybody was trying to get inside the Joe. Every single fan entering the Joe tonight had to pass through metal detectors. The Wings put them in earlier this week, and they say they will go away after tonight's game. Now, the Joe says that it has not received any kind of threats regarding Y2K, but the Wings wanted to err on the side of caution. Fans, though, have mixed reactions to this crackdown.
It's better to be safe than sorry. There's a lot of things going on, and everybody's concerned, so it's not a bad thing.
That's sad. I think it's sad that we have to go to this length in order to keep us safe. It's even necessary, but hey, it makes me feel a little safer being here.
We just felt we wanted to put the metal detectors in just from a precautionary standpoint, and we've encouraged our fans. You know, they've all been good about, you know, the little extra weight, and we're getting them all through, and we're going to have a fun night tonight.
And for that inconvenience, the Wings tonight passed out these plastic pouches for fans to put their souvenir millennial tickets inside. We'll know in a couple of hours whether this was a game worth remembering, though. Reporting live from the Joe, Mike Huckman, WXYZ 7 Action News.
Yeah, they'll remember whether they win or not.
That's right.
Yeah, beautiful night out there.
Oh, it is. Just wonderful for us. Partly cloudy skies right now. It is getting a little bit cooler out there tonight, ladies, if you're headed out. Unfortunately, you do need that big, heavy coat over top of that pretty dress tonight. But Doppler 7000 brings us wonderful news, and that is that everything is quiet across Metro Detroit. Doppler 7000 scanning the skies all night long and not picking up anything. It's also nice in Times Square. Their Doppler picked up some showers this morning, but Times Square, later on, we'll see temperatures right about where they are right now, which they are at 34 degrees in New York with a wind chill now of 22. Across the region, 45 in Cincinnati, 58 in Nashville, 66 in Dallas, 64 in Jackson, 62 in Atlanta, 57 in Charlotte. The good news, much of the country will ring in the new year with nice, dry weather. There's a few showers right now in parts of Georgia up into South Carolina. Another disturbance moving to the north, but it's not doing a whole lot as we look at the radar picture. Just a few light snow showers up in the UP, not a big deal. Around here at midnight, fair skies and 30 degrees. Here's a look at your 5-day forecast. We ring in the new year just with perfect weather. Can't ask for better than this. Partly sunny tomorrow with temperatures well above normal in the upper 40s. Rain for us by Sunday with a high of 48. A rain-snow mix on Monday morning, then more snow in the forecast for Tuesday and much colder by the middle of next week. But certainly a blessing that we have such wonderful weather tonight.
Yeah, an easy drive.
Yes,
exactly.
Thank you, Kim. Will Barry Sanders return to football in the year 2000?
This may be the biggest surprise. You think Jay Barry's in next to let us know? Stay with us.
Michigan's most accurate forecast team is ready for winter's worst. You are covered with WXYZ 7's Jerry Hodak, Kim Adams, Mary Kay Kleiss, and Doppler 7000's pinpoint accuracy. Trust the team that keeps you informed and ready. The Forecasters, only on WXYZ 7.
The Lincoln Continental. Let its 275 horsepower V8 do for your heart what its roomy interior and soft leathers do for your soul. Now available with a lease of just $4.99 a month with no first month's payment and $31.50 cash due at signing. Let a new Continental get your heart racing. See your Metro Detroit Lincoln dealer today.
Suit Warehouse. Get your wardrobe in line. Suit Warehouse. Super deals all the time. Suit Warehouse. Will suit you just fine.
The talented Mr. Ripley has been nominated for 5 Golden Globe Awards, including Best Picture of the Year, Best Actor Matt Damon, and Best Director Anthony Minghella. Matt Damon, Gwyneth Paltrow, Jude Law. The talented Mr. Ripley, rated R, now playing.
I'd be right with you.
Winter blues got you down? Nothing lifts the spirit like Mazda's year-end clearance. Right now, get $1,500 cash back or incredibly low financing on a new Mazda 626. Mazda's year-end clearance. It's just what you needed.
Most effective therapy.
It's Super January on ABC. SEC champion Alabama faces Michigan in the FedEx Orange Bowl.
I guess you can't blame him for trying.
No.
Right?
Talking about Barry?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know, by now, 5.5 should have turned into at least 6.5, don't you think?
With interest, yeah.
Hey, the Barry Sanders situation could be finally coming to an end, or if Barry gets his wish, it could be just the beginning. It all depends on who you talk to. Apparently, there will be plenty of conversation. January 11th, $5.5 million is at the heart of the agenda. The Lions want it back, and Sanders reportedly is willing to give back if he's allowed to play elsewhere. And one of the teams he wouldn't mind playing for is Miami. This according to his agent, David Ware. Ron Rice is a little lighter in the wallet after this hit on Denver receiver Ed McCaffrey Christmas Day. The league has fined the Lions safety $5 grand. LeVar Arrington is going to take his game to the next level. Translated, hello NFL, goodbye Penn State. No surprise here, he's had his ups and downs playing for Joe Paul, probably the only person who hasn't talked in awesome terms when describing the junior linebacker. But Arrington says that's not why he's moving on.
It's time for me and my family. We've talked about it, and we've really weighed everything out. And I really think at this point, I'd be best serving myself and my family and the community, and by making the leap and going to the league next year.
Well, this year has produced highlights galore, and Terry Mills' overtime buzzer beater against Atlanta last night is right up there with the best of them for the Pistons.
Careful to make sure they get it inbounds. Like you said, it's the hardest thing to do because you got that midcourt line as another defender. Best available shot.
Grant. Terry Mills. Pistons win!
Oh, it doesn't get any better than that. Red Wings trail Chicago 3-1 late in the first period, so they got to get it going.
Plenty of time.
Yeah, plenty of time. 2 periods.
And Jay, you're right. It doesn't get any better than what we're doing on ABC. The folks are brilliant. Cover around the world. It's beautiful.
And exciting. Hope to see you a little bit later on.
Keep it on 7.